Mr. UK Sinha, Chairman SEBI, Milind, Firdaus, Gautam, Charu, ladies and gentlemen. I think CII Mutual Fund Summit, I think growing by the day. This is the second year now that I have been attending this, and I am seeing a crowd really swelling this room. So it shows the success of this event, and everyone is, I think, eagerly looking forward to this event. Firdaus said that I'll give an overview about the industry. Honestly, I think that's not really my intention today. I would rather restrict myself to talk about what we have been doing at AMFI level, some of the areas that we are working on. And these are largely touching the manufacturers or the AMFI's own governance practice, something that we are trying to do for the investors, and something for the distributors. I'll restrict myself to these three areas today. You see, when I walked into AMFI last year, I think I was hearing one complaint loudly was that this is the tea club of 10 top mutual fund players, and it doesn't have the voice of all. So we needed to do something to change our own governance structure at AMFI. And I think the first thing that we put in place was to try and expand the board of directors. So we literally changed our articles of association, went to the registrar of companies and changed from 12 to 15. But not only that, we thought that the representation should be fairly widespread, and the board has got to be broad-based. So we literally categorized the AMCs into 4 different categories. And we said that there has got to be representation from each one of this. So we said less than 1,000 crore AUM, 1,000 to 5,000 crore AUM, 5,000 to 20,000 crore AUM, and 20,000 and over AUM. And we categorize the directorship from out of each of these categories. Today, if we look at it, we have 15-member board, where effectively, 8 members would be drawn from the AMCs having AUM of less than 20,000. So if you look at, in a way, what we have tried to do is to see that the smaller guys have a bigger voice now within the AMFI. Not only that, as you all know, we operate through committee structures because not everything can be taken to the board. So various areas we are trying to cover up through the committees. And most of these committees are either chaired or represented by largely from across the spectrum. As a result of that, I find that there will be some kind of a representation of the voice from everyone around. Again, there is one more criticism which I keep hearing is that there is no harmonization of thought here. There is no uniform approach to the issue, and AMFI is unable to really come up with a common issues because there are divergent views amongst the members themselves. This is going to be a little slow process. I do agree that we still have different voices, but it's good to have different voices because if everybody is only unidirectional, I think you can really not get the true sense of what's going on in the industry. So in a way, we find that different voices should be there, but ultimately it should finally result into some kind of a consensus. And this consensus that we try to present. Coming down to investors, while we are not actually on the field level, but last year we made a very conscious effort on the investor awareness programs. We thought that we will have, or every member or every AMC would conduct 5 programs in a month. And by that, we'll be able to cover about 2,000 programs in a year. And largely looking to about potential investors of about 100,000 or so. But it so happened that I think during the year, this tempo picked up. And we finally ended the year with almost about 5,500 programs conducted. over 350,000 participants in these programs, and not only in metro and mini metros, but covering almost about over 250 towns and cities. What's the impact of it? I mean, it's very difficult to really judge the impact of these programs, but clearly I see, that if we look at SIP as an anecdotal evidence, we find that today, from June onwards, June 2010 onwards, we have been adding about over 100,000 SIP new accounts. And as Milind very well said, that over about 1,500 or 1,800 crores of gross inflows, particularly in the equity side, that we have been seeing through SIPs. So in a way, I think these programs are making some kind of an impact. And again, remember that the SIP new accounts which are opened, more than 50% is coming from towns other than 8 metros and 12 mini metros. So again, there is some kind of a positive development, as we have been seeing now, taking place in the system. As a phase 2 this year, and this momentum continues. I would say that even in the first 2 months of current fiscal, over about 1,200 programs have already been conducted. More than 30,000 participants have taken part in this. So what I feel is something which we started out last year, I think is gathering momentum, and the impact is in a way seen through the SIP incremental growth. As a phase 2 on investor awareness program, I think this year we have embarked on quite an ambitious plan of going in for a media campaign. It was very good of all our members to contribute for this. We have collected almost about 8 crore of rupees for this. And the film is ready. We are going to go through it through television channel. The filming has already done. And I'm very sure that by middle of July, you will be able to see these small ad campaigns on television and this is going to be an MP sponsored. So I think this is again one more step that we are taking in this direction. As phase 3 for the investor awareness program, I think what we are planning to do post this media campaign, and we'll see the impact, how it works out. We would like to come out with some kind of an educational series for the investors. And we are also at the moment working on what we call kind of a voluntary guidelines on treating investors fairly. Something on the similar lines of what the UK has done. It's right now work in process, but as we go along, I think we'll be able to come out with something on this. We would also be requesting SEBI, because last year we had submitted our paper to SEBI on creating the Office of the Ombudsman for the investors. So I think there are some of the steps which we have been taking on the side of, for the purpose of investors. I'm very sure in a long run, and as Milind very rightly said, that this is not a short-term game, it's a long-term game. And I'm very sure that over a period of time, we will see that this will help in terms of enlarging the market and deeper penetration. Coming to the distributor side, and I must admit, I think this is somewhat a gray area for us. So far at MFI level, we do not have any kind of a structured one-on-one interaction either with banks or with IFA community or with national distributors. But we propose to start that. I was very happy to read one of the mails, and this IFA Galaxy keeps sending me these mails every day, that their membership has now grown to 10,000. So I'm very sure that there is at least one group of IFAs which is largely a representative body. Sporadically we used to meet distributors, some of the IFAs, but when they used to come, it was very difficult to talk with only one segment. So somebody coming from Pune, someone coming from Bombay, someone coming from Chennai, and if you start open a dialogue with them, the others would say that, okay, you are only listening to one group of people. So my suggestion to them earlier was also that why don't you have at regional level some kind of a small association and then create an apex body of IFAs which can then interact with AMFI on a regular basis. And we would be very happy to have a quarterly dialogue with the distributors, particularly IFAs, because we see a great role for IFAs if we want to really penetrate the market in India. So we are proposing to start this. We'll prepare a schedule, but honestly, the first step we would be taking is to talk to the Galaxy people. If IFA Galaxy has such a large number of members, I think they will be the first port of call for us. Another area on which for the distributors, and this is a long pending request from IFS, while I think there has been an initiative from SEBI in terms of making exchange platform available to distributors. But the way we have been seeing the volume, I think somehow or other there is some kind of a disconnect. And the disconnect I clearly see between the broking community and the IFAs. I think both have completely different mindsets. One believes in quick in and out kind of a thing, whereas IFAs have to entice the investor to invest on a long-term basis. And naturally, they would not like to, first of all, share relationship, nor would they like to really share the commission with the brokers. So somewhere this has not been functioning that very well so far. What we are planning to do is to create some kind of a front end, what we call mutual fund utility. It's a front-end application which will feed into exchanges, which will feed into depositories, also to RNT agents, where I think this whole facilitation process for the IFAs for investor servicing, I think will not only bring down the cost, but will also allow investors better choice and easy access. So we are working on it. The work has already started. Again, this is something which is work in progress, and I'm very sure that as we go along during this year, we will be able to complete this task. But of course, we will keep regulators in the loop. We'll do it only when we have the blessings from the regulator on this. Lastly, AMFI website. I think AMFI website, while when I first looked at it, I found it's a very dreary looking website. But the kind of information that is provided on AMFI website, I think is something which I find not many other global investment associations are providing. So there is a wealth of information available. What we would like to do is to still make it more dynamic and try to see whether we can provide more information for the larger public dissemination. It would also do a lot of good to the industry because, as Milind said, image building. Perhaps image building can also take place through the AMFI website. So in conclusion, what I'll say, that AMFI is not here only to play a role of a lobbyist. I think that word itself is jarring now. We would like to take a holistic view of the industry, try and take care of all the stakeholders, all the participants in the industry, and see that there is an orderly growth of this industry. This is a very simple industry, to my mind. I mean, if you look at financial services sector, nowhere else you can have or you can manage asset size of 1 lakh crore with a paltry capital of 10 crore of rupees. There is nothing like capital adequacy here in this business. So if you look at, this is a very simple business. You collect money from somebody, invest it properly, manage your money properly. And again, as Firdaus said, that you need to have that element of trust in that. Once you have that, I think this industry has no reason why it should not prosper. So I think my message to you in the end, in conclusion, like I see Docomo's ad, keep it simple, silly. So it's like this. So keep it simple. Thank you.